Session starts. The spirit manifested through the medium begins his speech directed to the consultant.
Right at the beginning when you started to be taken. Now I'm going to make a revelation. That you, the boy, will be condemned as anti-doctrinal, which is a lie. Animism of the medium. What was the rescue, miss? And you are the one who will speak. I will add to it. What was the rescue? Of spirits who were under the earth, buried, alive, in the desert, in the sand, who when they were rescued looked at you but didn't see this body. They saw your spirit, let me finish. They saw your spirit and said to you, Master, you warned us, you spoke, we didn't want to listen, look at our condition. When they called you Master, miss, they were referring to an incarnation you had a long time ago as Jeremiah. You exhorted, you spoke what they needed to hear. You spoke differently from everything the other prophets spoke, because the other prophets were receiving nothing from God. They were speaking what the kings wanted to hear, what the people wanted to hear. Not you, you were a faithful servant, you spoke what God commanded to speak. You spoke what the kings needed to hear, what those people needed to hear. And what did they say? Ah, you only say bad things to me, you don't say anything good. You didn't say anything good because their conduct must have been a bit complicated, and they thought they were right. It is the same thing that happens now, that this boy here is used to exhort, and people think he is exaggerating, that he is being taken by a demon. They used to say you were taken by a demon too, when you were Jeremiah, because people don't want to do inner reform because they think everything is fine. And so they stayed there. How long, miss? How long ago did Jeremiah live? Speak into the microphone, miss.
600, 500 years before Christ.
600, 500 years before Christ. How long ago was Christ here? 2,000 years ago. Some 2,500, 2,600 years ago. Those spirits were still there. That's why you were constantly being used. That's why your life was sacrificed to try to save those people. Because the superior spirits knew what was going to happen to them, and they didn't want to change. The same thing now, miss. This one here is being used, you are being used, that one over there is being used. Several serious spiritist leaders and good, Pais de Santo, are being used to say, stop, change. And they don't want to change. Sodom and Gomorrah are right there. Soon they will find the cure for the virus and everyone will go back to doing everything as before. Everything as before in the Abrant's barracks, is that how they say it? It is already happening. Even with the virus there are parties, free-flowing cachaça, everyone at the beach celebrating, crowding, promiscuity. So are you crying, miss? It's because they are making you remember. Could it be a lie what Caveira is saying? A lot of people are being used for these people, but they don't want to believe. Do you think it is easy for this medium here to stop doing everything he stopped doing? To stop the hooking up, the night outs, the cachaça? Do you think he doesn't feel the urge? But he knows, he sees that it's going to end badly, that's why he stopped. Only that people choose the wide gate. The wide gate is going to hurt. Right now it's pleasurable, but later it will hurt, and it will be no use begging for forgiveness. It will be too late. And so, miss, is it recording already? Check if it is recording, because this is important. Right now there might be few subscribers on the channel, but at the right time many will see it. And they will say what you said in your prayer today. The Lord has been talking to me for a long time. Look over there at Caveira saying that in the video. I was warned about this. Did you say that in your prayer today, that this is going to happen?
Yes, and it will, because this message here is for many. Where I was praying, I said how many things God has shown me. Sometimes I only comment to my husband and I think to myself, Lord, it is very hard to see. And I even question myself, thinking that I am imagining it. And he tells me, no, daughter, it is I who am showing you.
Yeah, it will. My voice changed. That's how it is, okay, miss? It is part of the coupling. Now I am more connected to him. So look at the problem. There are people laughing, mocking the medium. Later they will cry a lot.
Because it hurts when we see the things that are going to happen and we are left with our hands tied. God speaks, you see it, but even you question yourself.
Now I'm going to say something they asked me to. Are the Umbrals being reurbanized? Yes. The lower astral is being reurbanized, but it's not all ready yet. The reurbanization started recently. There are many regions in darkness in the abyss where things are still getting ugly. There are billions suffering. The population of discarnates is much larger than that of the incarnates, and the majority is down there. To go to the Naso-Lar, Grand Curaçao or Vitoria Regia colony, one has do a lot of inner reform. If you want to stuff yourself with cachaça, go to brothels, kill, steal, gossip, destroy the lives of others with your tongue, judge, use drugs or cigarettes. Do you think you are going to Naso-Lar? You really aren't, miss. Passed away? You go straight to these regions according to what you tune into. And it's not good to be trapped in the body, feeling the worms eating, smelling an awful stench, all dark inside the coffin. Spiritual suffering is far more painful than that of the flesh. Compared to that, the fiercest disease on earth is a joke. That's why the medium is here exposing himself. He will be attacked and called antidoctrinal. He does this because he wants what's best for you. He loves you, even those who do him harm. Did you understand, miss? This is the message. If you want to ask me something, I will answer.
If you could answer in this recording, I remember a rescue we did. Sabina had seen something like a lake with many people who drowned, and there was this big rescue. One of the names that came up was Khan. But you didn't answer me about that sand there. What was the name of that one, which is even older?
Which one?
Malmay, how is it?
Noah.
Noah, wasn't it Noah you're talking about?
There was a rescue here. There were several. There was one in the time of Jeremiah, one in the time of Moses.
And there was this one where I asked, who is by your side? For us to understand. Those who are telling me to say that it will shake. I think it is better to bring the microphone closer to the boy's mouth.
Let's listen, we can hear it. I am trying to remember because there were many. I was going to leave, but there was a big guy here who asked me. Was there one from the time of Methuselah?
Methuselah, that's the one. I was in doubt, I thought it had been a war.
Remember when they told you that the work here would have a universal scope? It wouldn't just be of the Earth. There is a distant little planet out there where the beings destroyed the planet, from a famous Pleiadian named Xeliana. They destroyed the planet there. Those beings, when you saw them, didn't they seem to be inside a bubble? They were rescued here when Xeliana came into you.
She came to command the rescue. They had been in a type of chair for a long time.
She had a hard time because she was used to only coming into Monica. She commanded the rescue.
We had an enormous difficulty because they didn't speak, the communication was mental. We made an effort to communicate, and they understood. Xeliana even got emotional and said thank you, because they had wanted to rescue these beings for a long time.
They were rescued with the support of Jesus. Now they will say that all of this is a lie, that you want fame. Do you do this for fame, miss? To make money?
I'm not worried about that issue, no.
But this happened here in this house. These beings will be prepared to incarnate on another planet.
Well, the God I believe in is our Father and Creator. I have the vision that everything cooperates for the good of those who believe in Him. God does not let His people, who place themselves as instruments, be mocked. Everything has a purpose. They can think whatever they want. My vision is unique, to do good for the incarnated or discarnated brother. I will keep doing it, even if they talk.
Miss, shall we finish? Thank God, thank Jesus. Can you pause the video? I am not going to decouple from him now. I will talk to you in private because what was spoken here was very strong. You can stop the video. Thank you very much.